The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is our number 2 of The Local Show. John Tumino, for people who don't know.
How does anybody not know him?
Well, you know, I'm finding out that more people know you now, so your mission is working.
Yes.
You're getting out there, you're raising awareness. Tell people what you do.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys for having me on to bring that awareness. So we do direct street outreach to the chronically homeless of Central New York. These are individuals like right now in this inclement weather that are living in these places not meant for humans to be living. So that's like under a bridge, in the woods in a tent, in abandoned houses, shacks, sheds, people's basements, stuff like that. So that's my group.
Right.
We go out and we bring food, supplies, advocacy to connections to housing, to mental health places, to substance abuse treatment, and also medical care with a physician that comes out with us now.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, people see your people on the roads, and they're holding the signs. And I think a lot of people don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the line
I'm
of
with you,
traffic
Tom.
on Hiawatha
I
Boulevard,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
Lots of traffic, and you're seeing this person waving at you. Do I give them money? Do I put them in the car? What do I do?
Yeah, so the big thing is don't give money. 95% of the group that we work with are the folks that use holding signs that you see are addicted to some kind of substance. So the money is going to that kind of a thing. So we say don't give money, but if you feel obligated to feel the inclination to want to do something,
Yeah.
be proactive, have a Ziploc gallon-sized bag with some goodies and stuff in it, toiletries. And if you see someone and you feel inclined to rolling the window down, and offer them if they would like it.
Yeah.
And don't assume they're going to want it. If they say no, you don't get offended, and you at least acknowledge them. And
Right.
if they say yes, you hand it to them. But the other thing is you could just wave back. There's no
Yeah.
harm in waving.
Because of you, darn it.
Yeah.
I have become someone that now makes eye contact, and I didn't used to.
Yeah.
And I go, and they're waving. It's sometimes it's like a robotic kind of a wave, and they're doing their thing.
Yeah, sure.
But I'll make and I'll do one of these because it is your story changed the way I thought. Briefly, tell the story of how you started this, John.
Yeah, so in 2011, I was getting off the off-ramp to Bear Street off the mall, off the 81 South exit, and I see this guy holding a sign, and I just felt that he wasn't visible, and it was like that experience that you were talking about. I realized that no one's looking at him.
Right.
And I'm the only guy trying to look at him. I'm looking at everybody. Why don't they look at this guy? And I ended up leaving that corner and going and getting a lunch from Wegmans and water and cookies. I come back, and I don't just do a drive-by. I park the car and walk over and talk to him. And I introduced myself, and I said, "Are you hungry?" And he says, "I'm starving." I said, "Well, here's the lunch. I just got to tell you, you're not invisible. I see you." And I said, "God sees you as well." And he wanted me to come and feed you. And then he starts to unpack his life story to me on this off-ramp. 20 minutes later, I leave there out of this moment, a changed man. I thought I was going to help someone, and I got changed. And that's how In My Father's Kitchen started, because I acknowledged someone, but I actually put feet to my faith, and I actually acted on that.
And you were a restaurant owner at the time.
I gave up the restaurant to go do this. Yeah,
A popular restaurant. It was Osty's,
it was Osty's
right?
at North Salina Street. I started it in 2002 and walked away in 2011. And now my wife and I have been doing this ministry for 13 years. And it started with that one guy. And I still see that guy. He's still connected to us, and he's indoors now. And he'll always say to me, "It all started with a sandwich."
And what does he do now?
So he's housed. He still has mental health and some substance abuse issues. But he's a great guy. He's just a lot of trauma. Like when he shared his story with me that first time 13 years ago, just childhood trauma, never got resolution, never got help for it. Addiction.
So how can you help him further?
Well, now he's indoors. So my job is to get you indoors. He's still my friend. I still see him like I would an acquaintance, but he's not wanting to do anything. So I can't make someone go to treatment, or I can't make someone, go get mental health or deal with their medications. All I can do is love him as a friend. And if he does to make a decision, then I'll help him guide him.
That's got to be frustrating, because I come from a kind of a strict Italian family where my father said, "Hey, if you're not going to help yourself, I don't want to know you."
Right.
And which is opposite of what you're saying.
Yeah, because
you
these
still
guys
love on them.
Yeah, because when I heard the story, and I hear that story over and over, I'll give you another story. Like right now, we're working with a woman that has a dog in her 40s. doesn't have any addiction going on. If she walked in the studio right now, you would never know she's homeless. She's always clean. Her dog's really taken care of, but she's got mental health. And she doesn't want to deal with it. She's living under a bridge with a dog. My heart, like, this past
doesn't she
week
have any other family though?
No, so she was from a different area. She is estranged from her daughter. We're still learning more of the story, but based on her mental health that she's presenting with, I could tell that's probably the reason what ended up happening and the breakdown of that situation. But she's like the other day, it was like pouring rain. It's cold. It's clammy, and I was thinking about. She's under this bridge. Yeah. Like she's an attractive woman in her 40s with an animal sleeping under a bridge. I'm like, what are you doing under here?
Right.
And it's her mental health. So, but for me, I can't do anything to make her make a decision to change. But here's the thing: she did approach us. The animal's going to be the win, I think, for us. So she said that she goes, my dog hasn't had his updated rabies shots. Sure. So we made a connection, and the beginning part of December, we have an appointment for the dog.
That's amazing. My dog has to update it, and I'm and I don't have those challenges, but that shows the depth of her.
She's concerned about her animal.
Right.
Would she be a candidate for your women shelter?
No, but she's not into traffic. She's not prostituting or anything like that. She's just like under the radar. But again, like I said, like if I brought her in here with me, you would never guess in a million years that she was living.
But the way you look at it, you're a Jesus lover, and I know that. It's like God doesn't make us do anything.
Right.
We have choices, and you're saying when they're ready, we're here to help. And I'm like Tom. Sometimes I just want to say, hey, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
But you're saying I can't push that, and there's a line
because they'll
there.
shut you off. So for me, I don't like to be pressured into things. Right. Like I like to be suggested ideas, and then I need to come to the conclusion. Yeah, that's a good. Especially when my wife's talking.
Right. I was just going to say that's all marriage.
All the men said, amen.
So for our friends outside, it's like they know we offer. This is available. When you're ready, let us know. So I don't know when their surrender moment's going to be, but one day when they finally say I'm ready, then we're going to be standing there because they trust us. Because we didn't pressure them, right? So we can't make anybody do anything. We all have free will choice.
It just seems like it's so dangerous, especially this time of year with the cold, with the bad weather, and the traffic situation. And I when I was watching the changing of the guards, so to speak, up on Hiawatha, they were coming in. The one crew was leaving, and then the other crew. All the time, Tom. And I thought to myself, if they put that much effort into maybe a job, if we could find them jobs,
but they're not ready. That's
the thing.
They have to disengage for 6 months. And you got to get clean, sober, being on your medication 6 months.
But laziness isn't why they're there.
No,
and because you see they work. So just real quick, you've got sauce that I know supports the ministry, inmyfatherskitchen.org, and again, it's really good sauce. Hey, businesses, people, you can buy a case or two or buy a few jars and help support the ministry. That's fabulous.
Yes.
And
especially for the holidays, if you want to give someone a gift and surprise them, you could order a case of sauce and I'll deliver it to their front door. And
there we go. So inmyfatherskitchen.org. John Tumino, we're happy you're here and we're happy you're part of this community.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Chuck.